Today's episode of Talking The Orville is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Talking The Orville, your #1 destination for everything going on in the 25th century. In sci-fi television, one of the most important moments to help you get ready and excited for the adventure to come is the episode title. You know, that sexy little title card that usually comes right after the opening theme song that gives us a teaser as to what the plot of the episode might entail. Those few words or word that are usually hovering out in the vacuum of space as a ship of some kind flies by a planet. You might hark back in your mind's eye at such titles as The City on the Edge of Forever, or Darmok, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, War Without End, or the timeless classic Queeg. What's in a name, aka the title, is oftentimes where the beginning and end of many nerdy conversations about science fiction that excites us comes up. And the same is true for the Orville, with episodes like If the Stars Should Appear, A Happy Refrain, and Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Fishes. The creators of the show really put a lot of thought into what to call each adventure the crew of the Orville goes on each week. Now, while we already know that Season 3 of the Orville will consist of 11 high-budget episodes with a running time of at least an hour apiece, it's safe to say that that same care was also put into the names of each episode to give fans an idea of the focus of the story next season and a mystery to solve as to the meaning behind the name. I've recently gotten my hands on 5 episode titles from the upcoming season of the Orville, and with the power of the internet, I'm going to do a breakdown of each title to deduce what we might come to expect from the Orville this year. Before we get started on this video, I'd like to pay some bills and thank the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. I spent a good amount of time writing and editing and researching and saying words out of my dumb face to put out videos every week on this channel. And over the years, many of you have come to me in the comments or in messages saying, hey, how do I do what you do? How do I make videos? How do I start a YouTube channel? And I'm like, sign up and then make good thumbnails and titles. And while that is some pretty decent advice, it's very simple, and it's actually, there's so much more to learn and to do to become a content creator. Luckily for you and me, there's a massive online learning community called Skillshare where you can learn exactly what you want when you want it, because the classes are structured in an easy to follow lesson format, like for example scripting, shooting, and editing videos by the massive YouTuber MKBHD. He not only talks about the production aspect of making a video, but he also goes into how to write a solid hook to get your audience hooked within the first 10 seconds of watching your video. It's really great stuff, you guys, and there's way more on Skillshare than just how to be a YouTuber. There's business classes, design classes, marketing classes, even lifestyle classes, so that, you know, if you want to learn how to have a lifestyle, you can do so thanks to this awesome website. So if you're ready to learn a new skill, you know, that one that you've been putting off for years and you just never got around to doing it, well, you can do it now. Do it. Click the link in the description below. Plus, the first 1,000 to click the link in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. After that, it's only about $10 a month, so get started. Click, click, boop, boop. Now it's time to fire up the speculation machine as we get a sneak peek into Season 3 episodes of the Orville, starting with the first title, Electric Sheep. The Season 3 premiere of the Orville, Electric Sheep, was written by Seth MacFarlane and directed by Seth and executive producer John Cassar, both of which will be directing all Season 3 episodes in lieu of having guest directors come in each week to direct episodes in the 3rd season. Electric Sheep seems to be a direct reference to the Philip K. Dick novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was later adapted into a film you might have heard of before called, oh, I don't know, Blade Runner? In the novel, the android antagonists are indeed more human than the human protagonist intentionally. They're a mirror held up to human action, contrasted with a culture losing its own humanity. Unlike the Orville Season 2 premiere Jaloja, which was a calm reintroduction into the universe, Season 3, on the other hand, is supposed to be starting off with a bang. A huge action sequence to rival what was seen in last season's Emmy-nominated Identity Part 2 Battle for Earth sequence. In Season 3, we'll pick up with all sentient life in the galaxy being in danger of extinction by the artificial life forms known as the Kaylon. Does this title mean to tell us that Electric Sheep is directly related to the Union's war with the Kaylon and man's own creation becoming its eventual demise? The title, along with everything I know about the Orville, leads me to say yes, it does. Now, I could be wrong, but do you think we'll be be learning more about the Kaylon's motives and perhaps be led to understand their point of view in this story? Or does Electric Sheep mean that we simply come up with a way to put the Kaylon in sleep mode, like they're an iPhone or something, in order to stop them? The iPhones need to be stopped. It's just getting to be too much.
Shadow Realms.
When doing research, it seems the term Shadow Realm commonly refers to being in an altered state of consciousness or reality, from something as simple as the act of being drunk, or for you Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there, it means being dead. Now, when it comes to a space vessel filled with people who never shy away from the occasional day drink, getting inebriated on your way to the Shadow Realm isn't that far-fetched for the crew of the Orville, in my opinion. But what if this episode will be dealing with a Shadow Realm being a place you go after death instead? Will someone aboard the Orville or the entire ship itself be visiting some sort of galactic purgatory this season? Or could it be that they come across an entire society or group of people who are preparing to go into a place they call the Shadow Realm, or the Big Sleep, as I like to put it, and the Orville has to weigh the consequences of interfering with these people's choice, which wouldn't be the choice that humans would normally make. Could be some sort of weird death cult. What do you think Shadow Realm might refer to? You can let me know what you think in the comments below, but I warn you, I have been day drinking.
Mortality Paradox.
A term coined by Stephen Cave, the Mortality Paradox states that despite all the evidence that death is inevitable, we believe our own death is impossible. We push the fear of death to the back of our minds, which is why we take more life-threatening risks when we're younger than we do when we're older, inching ever closer to the end of our lives. But there's also a way to optimize for death by harnessing this fear to push ourselves forward, seizing opportunities and not holding ourselves back because of the fact that no matter what, death is inevitable. So you might as well go for it because we're all going to die anyway. Will this season 3 episode introduce us to a situation where someone in the crew loses their sense of mortality and begins taking unnecessary risks? Much like Mr. Worf that time he did anything.
Perhaps today is a good day to die.
Besides writing the Orville Season 2 episode Sanctuary, which episode of The Next Generation was also written by Joe Menosky? Was it A, The Inner Light, B, Lower Decks, C, Darmok, or D, Who Watches the Watchers? Don't enter that glory hole just yet. You must return to the dance for the answer.
Gently Falling Rain.
Instantly, the word that sticks out to me in this title is the word rain, which makes me think of Singing in the Rain, which makes me think of the Season 2 episode A Happy Refrain, where Isaac and Claire begin a romantic relationship that got everyone on the crew wet. Not like that, you perverts, but with a rain sequence on the bridge of the ship. In the music world, Gently Falling Rain can refer to crying. It could be tears of joy or tears of sadness. When we last saw Claire and Isaac, their relationship ended due to Isaac's part in the Kaylon attack on the Union. Will Gently Falling Rain be a follow-up to that story arc? I do know that we'll have at least one Krill dignitary visiting the ship in that episode, but that might have nothing to do with the main plot. Could this episode be referring to the gently falling rain of spring quickly awakening the slumbering flowers of a love between two people, one biological and the other artificial? I want to know what you think, and how long do you suppose it's going to take to get Isaac and Claire back together? Oh, Claire, I just want you to be happy.
A Tale of Two Topaz.
An obvious reference to Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, you guys. When we first were introduced to Bortus and Clyde's child Topa in Season 1, Topa was born a female, which is not allowed in Moclan society, being that they're a single-gendered species. After a tribunal was held, it was decided baby Topa would undergo a sex change operation to make them male. In Season 2, Topa was the equivalent of an 8-year-old child and was completely unaware that he was born a female. A Tale of Two Topas has me thinking that this season Topa will finally find out the truth about his birth and how he'll be affected by that knowledge. A Tale of Two Cities is a story about resurrection, characters metaphorically being brought back to live throughout the novel. Will this episode be the female Topa's resurrection? Will Clyden finally see the error of his ways by realizing he still loves his child despite Topa now being a female? Or will we simply have some sort of accident take place aboard the ship that splits Topa into both sexes? Either way, this is definitely going to be a huge follow-up to a story that began 2 seasons ago, and my eyes are probably going to jaloja the entire time I'm watching that episode next season. I'm not gross, you're gross.
God, this whole ship is gross.
Besides writing the Orville Season 2 episode Sanctuary, which episode of The Next Generation was also written by Joe Menosky? Was it The Inner Light, Lower Decks, Darmok, or Who Watches the Watchers? The answer is, of course, C, Darmok. Besides writing dozens of Star Trek scripts, including The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Discovery, as well as the Orville episode Sanctuary, Joe Menosky wrote the TNG fan favorite episode Darmok, which, if you didn't already know, is about Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Shaka when the walls fell, when Timba, his arms open wide, fought the beast of Tanagra before Darmok and Jalad on the ocean. 5 out of 11 season 3 episodes have been revealed so far, and more will come soon, letting us dive deeper into the fold of theories and revelations of what we might expect in the new season of the Orville. And you can bet Talking the Orville will be here to talk about it, because that's kind of what we do here. But we have more in store that will be even more betterer, you guys. A season 3 premiere date announcement and first teaser trailer is just over the horizon, and that's when our work as Orvillians really begins to take off, you guys. I, for one, cannot wait to begin. And don't forget to keep coming back to Talking the Orville for all the latest announcements, news, theories, and discussions as we look forward to that beautiful day when the show returns to us with new missions, new characters, and new situations in all new episodes. And you can help Talking the Orville keep putting out weekly episodes on Egotastic FunTime by clicking on any of the support links below and by giving that like button down there all the kisses. And I'll see you soon, so you can always look like the guy who's on the list, because you know the DJ. Love you, bye-bye.
Egotastic FunTime, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic FunTime, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your 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 money.